Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to actually gain your Instagram followers organically. And I'm making this video because anytime you search this on YouTube, I always see a bunch of people giving all this advice, and it's kind of like unrealistic advice. Like, I feel like a lot of these people are talking to like businesses, whereas like my video is kind of, yes, you could apply it to businesses, but it's more aimed to like an individual person. So like maybe you're in high school, maybe you're in college, maybe you're out of college, whatever your situation is, this, and you just kind of want to get more of a follower, you want to be more of an influencer. This is kind of my advice and tips towards you, kind of going through the years of Instagram and all that. And I just kind of want to get right on into the video. And also make sure you stay till the end, because at the very end, the last tip that I'm going to give is like the number one biggest secret that I have found to get Instagram followers that nobody talks about. And I'm not trying to be annoying by making it at the end, but I'm putting it at the end because you need to do all the other things before you can apply that tip, so they kind of all build off of each other. So yeah, let's just get right on into it. So my number one first tip is going to be consistency. And you will hear this in like every single video you watch, because it's true. You need to post consistency. If you can do one post a day or every other day, try not to do once a week, because here's the thing. If you post once a week, that's 52 times out of the year that your post could go viral or that you have a chance of seeing someone. Whereas if you post every single day, that's 365 days, 365 posts that can get you noticed, get you more followers, yada, yada, yada. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you were to post once a day, you just have so many more opportunities and so many more options to get followers and people seeing your post and you making an impact on other people versus not doing that. Okay, so the next is going to be your quality of the content that you're posting. So I have kind of different tidbits about this. Having a camera is definitely the best thing that you can do, because if you have professional pictures, it makes your feed look very cohesive, which we'll talk about feed next, but it makes it look very, very clean, very cohesive, very crisp, things like that. But I think that your iPhone camera works just as well. Like, in my honest opinion, you don't need to spend money on a camera. And I know people will say like, oh, you don't need to spend money on camera, but then you look at their Instagram and they're using a camera. And so I think realistically, if you are good with your iPhone, you don't need a camera, because your iPhone quality is honestly amazing. And if you're posting on Instagram, the quality isn't gonna kind of deteriorate. Like, for example, I film my YouTube videos on my iPhone. When I go to edit it in iMovie, literally it looks so amazing, but then when I upload it to YouTube, the quality kind of goes down a little bit, which is kind of irritating. But if you think about it, I'm filming on my phone, so obviously it's gonna get lower when I put it on YouTube. But if you take pictures on your phone and you're uploading it to a website that you use on your phone, the quality is gonna stay just as good, if that makes sense. So quality definitely plays a big factor. You also want to make sure that if you are taking a picture like of yourself, you want to have it in good lighting. Now I would say what I mean by good lighting is you want to take your picture during the day, but the best time is at sunset or golden hour, when the light is just so amazing and it hits you in all the right spots. Now, depending on where you live, this can be like 5, 6, 4 o'clock, just depending on the time of year it is and where in the world that you live. But during golden hour, when the sun starts to set and everything is kind of that yellowy tinted, that is the best time to take pictures, because your quality is just going to be so freaking amazing and it's going to look beautiful on your Instagram. Okay, so this next thing I'm going to talk about is feed, and this is going to be kind of what I'm going to talk a lot about, because this is the most important thing. When somebody clicks on your Instagram profile, the first thing that they're going to see is your feed. And so the number one thing that you want to have in your feed is cohesiveness. And what I mean by this is editing all of your pictures in the same style, or okay, so doing it and editing in the same style. What I mean by that is, if you use VSCO Cam, which a lot of people do use to edit, you can copy edits from one picture and paste it onto the other, so then all of your pictures are edited exactly the same. So when you go onto your feed, all of the filter is the same, so it looks really, really nice when you scroll through it. Another tidbit that I've seen and I've noticed, because when filming this video, I did a lot of research and I looked at a lot of people's Instagrams. I really like this, and what it is posting a picture of you and then a picture of something else. So kind of like, okay, let me draw a picture. Okay, say this is your feed, right? Those little boxes. If you post a picture of you and then a picture of something else and every other kind of pattern, your feed's gonna look really nice, and I'll show you why. So pretend the X's on the boxes are a picture of you. Do you see what I mean? So when you're looking at the feed, it's gonna look really, really beautiful, because your picture, the way your pictures are gonna be in like a little diamond pattern, or they'll be in like a little square pattern. So when you're scrolling through your feed, it looks so pretty, and I see so many influencers doing this, and it's a tiny little trick that you can use, but it's amazing. And another thing about your feed is making your posts in kind of like a blog type fashion. Now, what I mean by a blog type fashion is making your descriptions on your pictures kind of long. You want to relate to what your niche audience is. So if you're like a high schooler, or if you're a college student, maybe make your description about finals and be like, oh my gosh, finals is so stressful, like talking about that, or something that your audience can relate to. If you're kind of a business, talk about whatever your business is, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're like a family blogger, talk about your family. Understanding your niche is the #1 way to kind of get more followers, because you want the people who are already following you to feel like they have a connection with whatever it is you're branding or whatever it is that you're posting, and you also want to gain more followers that are also within your niche, if that makes sense. I'm really bad at explaining things, so I'm really hoping these points are making sense. Okay, my last tip is the most important tip that nobody talks about, and this is kind of what the whole title of this video is about, and it's going to be about how to get promotions and how to make money on Instagram. Now, this is like the smallest tip, but it is so freaking important, and the tip is location tags. And you're probably like, what? Location tags are so important because that is how people find you. Even like, let's say you live in Detroit, okay? I don't know, I'm just like thinking of the most random thing that I can think of. Let's say you live in Detroit, right? And you're in your neighborhood and you have your friend take a picture of you and you don't know what to tag. Tag Detroit, Michigan. Like, tag the city, because a lot of people look at those like location tags, and that's how a lot of companies reach out to you. And I can tell you this because whenever I don't post a location tag, I never get a response from a company or a brand or anything. But like when I used to live in Vegas and I would just tag like Las Vegas, Nevada, if it was like a picture of like my plant in my backyard, I would get companies DMing me, or I'd get companies commenting on my picture like, hey, like, we'd love for you to like represent our brand, da 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 da. You also want to be very careful of this, because a lot of the times these, like, you'll get really excited on your first one. You'll be like, oh my gosh, yes, like da 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 da. Like, I used to be a Pure Vita representative, and Pure Vita is like a bracelet company, and they are so amazing. So I was so happy to be like with that brand, because literally, I don't know, it's something that I believed in, something that I have bought and purchased with my own money. But if a brand reaches out to you and you've never heard of them, which is most likely what's going to happen, you want to click on their profile. You want to see what it is that they're selling and what it is that their brand is about, because if you don't like their clothes, do not promote it. That is like the worst thing that you can do, because you're a sellout. That's all you are. So doing that is how you ruin everything that you've kind of built up, is everything that you've kind of wanted to make of yourself, and that is just not the way to go. But if you do like the brand and the sponsorship does work out, a lot of the times the companies will either give you a discount and they'll give you a promo code, and you can make commission off of it. Sometimes they'll be like, they'll give you something free every time somebody buys it through you. It's like, or sometimes like they'll post like, sometimes like companies will send you clothing for free, and all they want from you is for you to have somebody take a picture with it. You post it on your Instagram, and then they'll post it on their Instagram, which is such a good opportunity, because then you can get more followers through their brand. I have done that before, and it is the best way to go. Those are kind of all my tips that I have kind of learned throughout my journey with Instagram, and I wanted to share those with you because I feel like they're actually like realistic tips that you can apply to your Instagram with little to no effort. Because a lot of these videos are like, I've watched a lot of like the really popular like how to get Instagram follower videos, and they're just like really like unrealistic things that I would never do. Like, I don't know if that's just me, just personally, because those aren't the type of things that I want to do, because a lot of them are for like businesses, or if you want to be like a fitness coach or whatever, and I'm like, no, like, I'm just a person, and I want to promote me as a person. I don't want to promote a certain brand or a certain business, so these tips could help with that too. This is more of getting Instagram followers just for a normal, average, everyday person. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified every time I post. Leave a like and a comment down below.